They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense.
Rock and roll.
King Harold, King's Club Casino, King's Club Roulette. Background on what I'm about to show you is a groundbreaking roulette, I believe, that was brought to me by adversity. And full disclosure, yesterday morning I got beat to death at the roulette wheel. And the adversity that I faced as I kicked myself about the misfortune of sometimes the roulette wheel produces what it does. But the misfortune that I faced turns out to be the adversity that's the mother of invention. Because one of the problems that you have, and it's brought to you because of how the casinos are, listen to me carefully, the outside bets are the places you make money. You make money by scaling up and down your bet amount on either dozens or columns or both, not playing so much the even money bets, even though I add the high and the low as a third bet recently to my 2 dozens. I rotate the 2 dozens based on the high, low, high, high, low, low. I'm going to continue that sequence in all roulette. I'm happy with it so far. I'm going to continue it. But what happened to me yesterday morning was I was cruising along just fine, headed toward making my 15%, when I caught a 0. And then I caught another 0. And I laddered up the way I do, up 3, and a double 0. And I laddered up 3 again, and a 0. 4 consecutive zeros going up 3 units at a time times 2 dozens of bets and a half against the even money bet, and I busted out at $800 down and left to ponder what had happened to me. And what had happened is this: when you have the 2 dozen bets, you have 24 numbers against 14, which is 63.15% against 36.85%. But within that 36.85%, those 14 numbers, any of those numbers will beat you. The difference being, if you could play the 0 double 0, you could put those on your side. And that would be immediately a raise of 5%. You would go from 63.15% to 68.42% of the numbers. Conversely, the house would no longer have 36.85 numbers. The house would have 31.58 numbers. So instead of being 63 to 36, you'd be 68 to 31. That is an increase, a total swing of 9 percentage points on bets. This is what the adversity brought to me, the mother of invention, adversity. So how do you add that 0 double 0? I'm going to show you right now. We're going to use units of $5. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to play $5. So we're going to play high. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to play $5 there. I'm sorry, I'm going to begin at the mid-level, $30. So let's take that off. And let's put $30 here. And $30 here. This is the high side. This is the same as playing $60 on the 3rd dozen. But the reason you're doing it this way is because you now are playing inside numbers, which at $30, the inside number on the 0 double 0 would be $10. So now, as you can see, we now have 26 numbers on our side. So this is the way we're going to play it. We're going to play at $5 units. We're beginning
Still using your sequencing.
Still using the sequencing, yes. We're starting at high.
Yeah.
And I'm going to check that off to make sure that we do it right. When you're playing it, you can get confused in the middle of your sequence. And so you may need to have it written down and checking it off as you go, because as you know, when you get to the casino, things are happening around you and they get confusing. You're tracking bets, you're tracking where the bets go, and you need to sometimes have your notes there for you. And you're allowed to have an index card or a small notepad at the roulette wheel. So now we're starting. The bottom level unit is $5 and on the 000 and $15 on your double streets. So we have out there now the middle bet, which is 10 and 30, and it's all right. It's ready to go. So we're rolling now. First spin, and there's a loss. So what we're going to do is here, we're going to go to the low side, and we're going to go to $15 on the low side. We no longer are playing the even money bet. That's an outside bet. We're playing only inside bets so we can have things done here. So we've got to go to, I'm sorry, we've got to go to $45 because we're going up 3 $5 units. $45, and that puts us at a $15 bet on the split zeros. So we still have 26 versus 12, and here we go. High was the first loss, now we're on the low side. Adversity. So we're going to go to 75, we're going up 30. And so if we go to 75, I hadn't been this high before, so that's really good. So we're going to go to 25 there. Okay, so we played high, we played low, we're going back to high. And we're going to go to $75. And we're going to tediously get this $75 in here. And then we've got to get 25. I'll go ahead and do it this way.
You may notice we're using my phone again.
Yeah, we're using the phone now, so it's a little bit more tedious, but we're okay.
We were having technical difficulties downloading, uploading. That's why it's been so long with videos. We've been having some video.
And this is
You're getting hammered.
We're getting hammered. This is the way it can go. And so what we got to go is up $30, right? To 105. Is that where we're going to go?
105, yeah.
Yep. And so what does that make this bet here? A third of that. we're a little bit at a loss here, so I'm going to go ahead and go 35 because we can only do so much here with this balance out. So we'll put $35 there. And so we got to go to 105 here. And this is the second high. We've been on the opposite side of the wheel thus far, but that happens. We're at 105.
We got a $2,000 bankroll.
I'm going to need it all. Okay, so there's a $175 win. So if we were at 105 and we're going to go down 2 units, is that 95?
That would be 95.
Okay, so 95 and 30. Okay, so I'll go to 30 over here. It's a little bit off, but the math doesn't work out this way. I haven't had this kind of misfortune. So we're going to low.
But it does happen.
It happens. This is the game. So we're going to low on $95.
I like when you're staring into the abyss.
Gotta do it, man. When it's happening.
410, that's a big bet out there, ladies and gentlemen.
When it's happening, it's happening.
Big bet.
So the $95 win puts us at 85, right?
Yeah.
So we're still at a peculiar place on this. I could do 30. That's just as well. We're at a peculiar place on the split zero. And we'll have to work out these numbers. Maybe we'll use $10 units going forward. I'm not sure. But let's go ahead. We're going to have the second low bet now, right? See, that's how I'm saying you
yeah.
get a little bit mixed up on this, and I could be mixed up right now. I don't know that.
It should be the second low, I
It
think.
should be the second one. Okay, so let's go here, 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 and here.
How much you trying to bet?
I'm trying to bet $85 if I can. On the phone with the little pointer. Yeah, that's exactly right, Angel. Okay, so we got 85 out there. And we're on the low side. Second, this is the last of the sequences as far as I know. And that is barely in there, but it's in there. And this is no half wins because we're not playing that even money thing there. So now we're easier. We're back down to $75. We're on the high side, starting the sequence over again at $75. Trying to win our way back down. And the $75 gives us a $25 bet. Now I'm sure about the math on that, I think. On the split zeros. We have 26 numbers out there. Trying to get a little rally going. Didn't work. So from $75, we're going to go back to the 105 on the high. I need Angel watching me on these bets so that I'm getting these right. He's kind of lounging over there. We got 105 out and we decided on 35 for our split zero bet. Trying to get some wins. We're going to go high side 2 times now. All right, so at the 105 level, we're going to go to 85.
105, you go to 95.
105, we'll go to 95. Still on the high.
Don't forget to cover those zeros.
What's that?
I said don't forget to cover those zeros.
Yeah. As soon as you forget, you know what happens. $95.
Mm-hmm.
So we got $95 there.
I think you put 35 on.
I'm going to put 35 over here. Better to error that way. So we're at 95. Angel's helping me on these betting progressions. That was a nice loss, so we're going to continue to go back up. Struggling today. 95 goes up 3 units, so that's 110.
110.
And the bet is on low.
So 35 again. You'd be bet on those zeros.
But this is the first low bet of 2. And you said how much, Angel?
110.
110 on the low side. I think I've got it right. Now we have one more low bet, and this will be $100, right? If we were at 110.
Were you at the? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
So 100. And we're still going to go 35 here. Because 30 is a little bit light. 35 is a couple of dollars heavy.
Were we at 10? We were at 105.
We were at 110.
Oh, 110. Okay.
Yeah. So now we're at 100. So now we're going to go to 90 on the first of the high side bets. Well, we're restarting with high.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, we're restarting it. And we're at 90. And we're at 30. And there we go. And there's a double zero. And no matters, we catch $150. So we're at 90, so we go to 80.
Yeah.
And we were on the high side. So we go 80 on the low, is that right? And I'm gonna go to 30 instead of the 25. We're on the low side. Trying to battle our way back. And that was at 90, right?
It was at 90. Now you gotta
Okay,
go to
so
80.
now we go to 80 on the high side, the first of two. $80.
You can put 25 down.
25, okay. And we play 25 on the split zeros. And there we go. We own 68.42% of the board. And for the first time, we've battled our way back. That was 80. We're going to go to 70.
Yep, and we are 25 up. Watch out.
Yep, there you go. So we're going to go to 70. We're still on the high. This is the second and final sequence. How much you want to put on zero, Angel?
What's your? What do you
We're at 70. You want to put 25 or you want to put 20?
20.
Okay, we'll put 20. $20. We're playing the high side here. And there's a zero. I wish we'd have put 100. That is a $60 win. Of course, if we'd have put 25, it would have been an extra $85. But this is what we got. And so that was at 70. So now we're going to go to 60. And we're going to first of two low sequences at $60. That makes it easy enough to put 20 there. And we're on the low side. So this is the first of two, right? We're here.
Yeah, you're one more low.
One more low. And that was at
60, right?
Yeah, that was at 60.
So now you're at 50. That should be easy enough for you to do.
Yeah. 50 on the low side. How much do you want to put on the zero? 15. 50. 15. Low side. 18 is a winner. It's a plus $85. So now we're going to go to 40 on the high.
Your first of two highs, right?
Oh, I think we're here.
Oh, okay.
I think we're at the top of the rack.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
$40, how much you want to put down there? You want to put 15 or
10?
10? Okay. Err on the light side. Angel's doing that. That makes perfect sense. Okay, so we're at the top of the rack, the first high bet.
You might get out of this. I was
possible.
thinking I was going to see you get your brains beat in.
You're not going to lose your brains at this because you own 68% of the wheel.
Okay, well, you just won your 300. You're done.
Okay, so what we would say, and I know Angel will be the first one to say, I don't know that we could have had more adversity than we had. We did catch bad numbers for a long time, but the 68% will bear itself out, particularly when you don't have the wild card zeros against you. Before we were playing only against a 12 on the board plus the 2 zeros. Now the 2 zeros are with us because we've moved the bets to the inside. I think you can see the value of it. The value of it is you've got the inside bets, which are actually the same. You've got 2 double streets, which is the same as the dozen. The only reason they're on the double streets is so it frees us up to play the 0-double-0, which is what the...
I mean, you could play the 0-double-0, but you have to put the minimum bet.
That's the point. You can play it, but you have to stick with the minimum bet all the time. And yeah, if you're playing large numbers on the second and the third 12s, it's okay.
Yeah.
But when you get down to where you're playing smaller numbers on the second and third 12s, now you're playing too big of a number on the 0-double-0, and you don't want to do that. So anyway, this streamlines it, and it makes it easy enough for you to look at, and you also don't have that half bet win on the half of the second dozen like you do. We're only playing the bets on the numbers themselves. This is much smarter, much more powerful. This is actually the most powerful roulette system that we've introduced. And we're not asking for anything for it. This has been brought to us by the adversity.
I think it really comes down to you're playing. From your baccarat play, you came into the theory of doing that sequencing, which is you chose the sequencing. They're not changing the sequencing. You're not going back and forth on winner, loser, follow the leader. It's the sequencing, and you're sticking to it. And so far, the sequencing has proven to, no matter if you face adversity or not, you've been able to come back from it. And you would have come back from your brains being beaten too. You just got, when you saw 4 zeros in a row, that was what shocked you. That's what sent you home. Not that you wouldn't have been able to come back from it. It was just the point that you saw 4 zeros in a row and it gave you a heart attack.
So you've noticed my silence. When the angel is on a salient point, his salient points here were moreover the adversity brought by what happened to the zeros. His salient points are, King, you came up with a sequential bet at baccarat that you have transferred to roulette because you suspected it would be strong. It is. You see it. This is one of the things you got to do when you're there and you're playing high-low, high-high, low-low. Repeat. Repeat, repeat. Keep track. Don't get yourself mixed up like I probably might have made a mistake here, but when I'm at the table now going forward, I'm going to have my card with me. I'm going to have my notes. I'm not going to make any mistakes on my sequential bets of going up 3 units and down 2. I may use units of $10 so that I can streamline more easily that 0-double-0 bet. But it won't matter because it's going to win. And now here comes the first time I'll ever say this. I love Keys to the Kingdom. It's the way I play. That's what I bring and that's what I go with. Not anymore. This is superior to Keys to the Kingdom. I'm not going to play Keys to the Kingdom anymore. I'm going to play this one right here until I get a new one, because there's always another way to get a new one. And I'm going to show you one way to do it right now. Let's say, for instance, you're getting absolutely clobbered. Everything has worked against you. And you're at...
How about you show them in the next video?
We'll show you in the next video. I'm going to show you in the next video the absolutely...
We want to make sure that we can get this one loaded up.
Yeah, we got to get this one loaded. The absolutely, if you catch the third rail, which I don't think you're going to do, because I think we caught as bad of a third rail as you can catch today, and I think you witnessed it. And so we turned the scales, and the 68.42% began to hit. Keep in mind, when we were playing before, we had 63% against the house's 36. Now we got 68 against 31. I'm telling you, that swing of almost 10% of numbers in your favor, 3.8% either way, 10% total, in your favor makes a difference. And you saw it did. As soon as we started to rally, we rallied. You can win. You can sit down at this thing.
But it's still the sequencing.
It's still the sequencing. The sequencing is what brings it to you. But what I'm saying is you could sit down and in 3 spins go home.
That's true. I'm just saying it because we've known if you sat on the first 12, the second 12, and all day long and cover the zeros, you're going to get your ass beat.
We know that. We're not going to do that. We have a sequencing of high, low, high, high, low, low that works. We have a sequencing of betting progressions up 3, down 2 that works. And now we have put 68.42% of the numbers on your side. Comments, please. Like this one. Now, this one here should get the likes because this one here is the way to go. I don't know how Angel's gonna knock it out, but he's going to come up with something.
At this point, I'm just hoping I can download a video and post it.
But I want him to call it this King finds the edge exclamation point. But he's going to do whatever he wants to do because I don't get in his way. So for the Angel, the King bids you adieu.